Yeah. Yeah. High five. Yeah. I got a free computer today and a printer. I'm so excited. Yay. Woo! I have been waiting all day to open this stuff, so let's get opening. Okay, you might have to help me like get this out. Oh yeah! Oh, it has instructions. Zoom in on this. It says 2 people have to open it, James.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. This is my husband, James. Say hi! You ready to lift? I guess we take these out first? Yeah. Where's my helmet? Oh yeah! Yes. Oh, come on. We can make it work. Yeah.
Why am I rolling?
Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! A cable came out. It's beautiful. Look at that. It's huge. Luckily, we have a really big desk to set this on, so it's perfect. So it's got a really big scanner on top, and it prints 11 by 17. So this is quite a hefty boy. Da, 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 da. Oh my gosh, it's huge. Scissor boy. Thank you.
Never run with scissors.
So I'm not quite sure why, but oh yeah, there's more instructions on how to get it out. Oh my god, it's huge! Look at this thing, it's like a TV. Okay, I'm gonna do this very carefully. Wow! Okay, gotta measure it against something like my arm. I can't believe they gave me this, like seriously. Can you believe we have this now? Like, it's pretty crazy. Thank you, HP. Thank you, Adobe. Are you ready? Not even. Gotta have nails. Da, 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 da. Oh my gosh, it's so big. Oh, I can't wait to get this set up. So, scissor boy. Thank you very much. Let's crack into it. Cardboard. Just taking it out. Oh yeah. Let's check it out. Oh baby. Well, of course, this is what everybody wants to see, right? Technology. Zoop. Mini box unboxing. All right, unboxing the keyboard. Let's see. Ooh, look at that. It's got like very flat keys. It looks fancy. Don't want to break anything taking it out of the box, but my goodness, this looks beautiful. Next, I will show you the desk setup. So right off the bat, I just want to say that yes, HP did give me these pieces of technology for free, which thank you so much, HP. However, I'm not paid to say anything in particular about them, so all of these opinions are my own, and this is coming from an artist. So you can see how excited I was when I opened all of the packages, and I have to say I am still just as excited seeing all of it set up, and I've worked with it for a few weeks now, so I can give you an honest review of how everything works and how it's put up with all that I've thrown at it. So let's get into it. So let's start with the workstation. This is a SFF, which means a small form factor, and what that breaks down to is that it is a smaller than average computer. I love that because it doesn't take up valuable desk space for me, and it looks good while doing it. The second biggest pro to me is that it runs extremely quietly. Like, listen. If you hear anything, it's probably my fridge more than the computer, because it is very quiet. Like, I can't hear anything coming out of it right now, and it's fully running. So I am very happy about that, especially for streaming. The HP team wanted something that was quiet so that I could stream and not be, drowned out by a bunch of white noise or whirring or anything. So that's a big pro for me. So the third and biggest pro in my opinion for the workstation is it has run everything I've thrown at it. This includes Chrome with multiple tabs open at a time, and Chrome eats RAM like nobody's business. Windows 10 itself, I've had my friend's computer crash just trying to run it. This has had no problem with that, of course. Camtasia, which I use to capture my screen while I'm painting, and of course Adobe Photoshop. That is a behemoth of a program. So having all those things regularly open at the same time and running, plus other things that I might open at the same time, like InDesign or Adobe Premiere or whatever, those things have all run without any lag or crashing or anything like that. So it's been really nice to feel like I can have a dependable workstation that holds everything I throw at it. Now let's talk about the display, which is so big and beautiful. I had no idea it was going to be this gorgeous. And HP, first thing that they said when I was working with them is like, oh, you're an artist? You have to use the Dreamcolor Display. Like, it's just a given. And now I understand what they were talking about. See, I never had a nice display before. I just had like laptop screens to go off of, or old displays that had banding issues and stuff like that. So now having a full color display that feels like I see exactly the true color that I intended, and also the resolution that I intended, both of those things are a huge pro to me. And it feels like I am a professional artist when working on this. I see exactly what I'm creating, and there's no discrepancy or like having to adjust things because my monitor is so bad. The third pro I would say is a huge one actually, and I was not expecting this. Again, I've only worked on displays that are either like an average size or a small one for a laptop. And the difference here is that on the 32-inch display, you have room to open multiple things. I could have Photoshop open on the left and Reference open on the right. Like anything I want, any measure of different windows, I can open them and have them comfortably sitting there without squishing any of the information or having it cut off by the window being too small. And that has been invaluable in my process because, again, this is just about streamlining your workflow with the right technology, and this technology allows you to streamline like nobody's business. So I am loving having a gigantic display. Next, let's talk about the printer. So one of my big pros for that is the scanning bed, because whenever I scan traditional art, I really want it to retain a lot of the nuances and the small bits. And so far when I've been scanning traditional work, it shows up just as clear as it is on the paper, if not like a little bit crisper. So I've been very happy with how it picks up the nuances, as well as the scanning bed itself is completely flush with the rest of the printer. And this is like a subtle thing, but if you scan a lot of traditional work, you definitely don't want the scanning bed to dip down in the printer, because then when you're scanning it and it's pressing it hard against the bed of the scanner, it just bends the paper if it has any overlap. So the second pro that I love about this printer is why I chose it, actually, from the array that HP had presented me with of printers to choose from. This one can print in 11 by 17, which I think is a big pro if you are printing your own work for sale or for just displaying in large formats. It is kind of a big thing to show it in true size. So I'm definitely going to find some 11 by 17 paper and start printing out bigger pieces. The third pro that I would say for the printer is that it has the option of wireless printing. Now you have to set it up on your computer, of course, but then you can print from anywhere in your house, which is pretty amazing to just be able to boop, and it prints out automatically. And then you can pick it up whenever you want. It feels kind of like an office, a little bit more professional. I would say I got this for free, so it's really hard for me to say that like anything's bad about it. But also, I have to take into consideration for everybody else, they are going to have to pay for these items. And what I want to say is that honestly, you get what you pay for a lot of this. With the workstation, there is a price variability depending on how much you want added to the computer for your specific needs. The display is a flat price, and I have to say it's quite a hefty one. It's so much more professional and luxurious than anything that I've ever used before, so I have to say it's worth the money to get something that is that special and that important to your workflow. So overall, my feeling about this setup is that it gives me the professional quality that I've really wanted for my entire career. It feels like a setup that I would have, 10, 20 years into my career, and I have it right now, which is insane to me. Thank you so much, HP, and thank you, Adobe, for creating the creative residency and giving me opportunities to work with amazing brands like this, because this would not happen otherwise. And I want other artists to have this opportunity as well. Just to let you know, applications open in January, so please apply to the creative residency. I'll have a link in the description to see how you can do that. And of course, I'll have a link to HP's website to show you where all of this stuff can be found, because I highly recommend it, honestly. And I really believe in the products because I have used them, I have loved them, and I am extremely impressed. So thank you so much, HP. Find the links for these items in the description down below. A little bit better. All right, let's peel this together. Oh yeah. Beautiful.